Monday morning. It is Saturday here, and we are sitting at the podcast table in our pajamas, drinking coffee, and just had a good breakfast. It's happy Saturday here.
Yeah, and I want to start off by saying thank you so much for everyone who, checked out Franny and the Fox, and especially those of you who purchased something. It was a really exciting day yesterday, really nerve-wracking. A lot of work goes into it, but I really appreciate everyone, even if you just follow the Franny and Fox Instagram page, commenting on my stuff, sharing, telling people about it, and then especially, obviously, purchasing and supporting the small businesses that I have included in the launch. Like, they were really excited when they would sell out other things, so it was just, like, a good day overall, But yeah, it was a little bit stressful because the website was very difficult for me to figure out, and I was figuring it out last minute. And so I don't think there was any issues with it.
No, and I watched her work hard all week, and then once she finally launched yesterday, she's like, I need to go crash and take a nap. And she went into her room and she just took a nap, and I didn't bother her. And she said she slept like the best she slept in a long time.
I was in a deep sleep, drooling, and I was completely sweaty head to toe. I was like, man, I went into a coma or something. But it was really relieving to get that nap in, and then I woke up and I was like,
and actually my sister called today and she's like, I finally got to go through the whole site and look at everything, and she said, you did a really good job. She said, that looks so good. And I'm
Did
like,
she say that? That's nice.
Tiffany said today. And I said, Nicole and Kelsey did all that, and
we did.
Caitlin helped too.
Yeah,
right?
we hired someone to do graphics for us, and Amy and Caitlin over at TDM. So that was really nice. They're very good at graphics, because I felt like I could not capture what I wanted to capture, and so I sent them inspo pictures, and instantly they had beautiful graphics, and so we just kind of had to plug them in, But
you guys put all the products in, right?
Yeah,
and
we
the
took
prices
all of
and
our,
the descriptions.
Yes, and we took all of our product pictures and then had to upload them, and then had to, since we used a professional camera, it was they were too pixelated, and so then we had to screenshot them and resave them all and then upload. I mean, it was the most tedious thing. Now I understand why business owners don't do quantity over. For me, I ordered some bows, and I ordered a bunch in every color. So maybe there's 12 colors of these kid bows, right? And so I should have just focused on 2. So then it's not taking 12 pictures, it's taking 2 pictures and just up the quantity. Does that make sense?
Well, yeah, but it's really easy to maneuver. But back to that, your site was so easy to maneuver, and I was excited I didn't get to see it ahead of time because
it wasn't done till 30 minutes before the launch.
And I do work for Nicole, weekly. I'm here anywhere from 5 to 7 days a week, depending on if Victor's gone on the weekends. And I'm busy doing other stuff that I haven't had a chance to go in. And I love my job. I get to spend all my time with my grandson, and I help her with everything with the house and making sure one thing I'm really concentrating hard on right now is making healthy meals. And I'm doing breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And it's easy because then I all can make food for everybody at once.
Well, to be completely transparent and honest with this too, Amazon Live was taking up a lot of my mom's time. She was working really, really hard on Amazon Live. And how it works is if we didn't hit a threshold, all of her hard work, she'd either get X amount or $0. And one time she was basically $50, I don't know, away from whatever. And I just see her work so hard all month. And I was like, Mom, and it was taking up a lot of my time, and it was increasing my stress level because we had to have someone watch Arrow while we went live too.
And I had to buy a lot of products, so things were in my garage.
She had to purchase everything she was showing, which that's a lot.
And tote it over from my house to her house, then take my stuff back, try the stuff out.
And then a lot of times she'd get ready for these deal days. She'd buy all this stuff, and then all of a sudden it's not on the deal days anymore, and so we couldn't show it. It was a
lot of makeup stuff, a lot of makeup and face stuff, and I don't use enough of that to, you know what I mean? I
No.
have enough product now for the next 5 years. I'm telling you, unless it expires, because I don't wear a lot, but I do try all the stuff and I do like it.
She loved it, but it wasn't paying you anything really. I mean,
it was just disappointing because you didn't know till the last day of the month if you got paid. And when we were sick in November and December, which would have been big shopping months, we didn't get paid. And then January did, and then no, we didn't again in January.
No, we just missed it.
Yeah, so then I was like, I'm taking a break. This is just too much. I did a lot of work.
It's a lot of work and we're selling other people's products. So I was like, we're doing them a favor, and I just felt like we weren't being compensated for it. And so then I was like, Mom, like, can you just work for me? Like, it's guaranteed income every week. You get to spend time with Arrow, because it's a lot to do with that, and then also just like being here and helping, and I get to be around. It's like a dream for me, because Mom and Arrow are always in the room next door, or I'm always here. He's still breastfeeding every couple hours and stuff, so we all get to spend the day together, and I like love it. And I would rather have my mom be the person like helping raise my son than just like somebody else that maybe he had to go to their house, or I don't think there's really like nannies around here or anything like that. So it's perfect for me, and I really, really love it, and I'm grateful. So
I'm grateful. I get lots of perks. I got to go to Florida last weekend. That was like she needs me. So Mom, come on. I got your trip. You're coming, you know? So it was like
you got a full week's pay, and we were on vacation for four or five of the days.
Yeah. So it was
but you're
nice.
helpful on the vacation. Like I feel like it's always, I know it's a lot to ask of my mom just to like do all this stuff. Otherwise, she literally can't get anything done at her house. And even like when we're eating, she'll be feeding Arrow, and I'm like, Mom, I can feed him. She's like putting off her food and stuff. So it's like, I just do appreciate it. And right now my dad is here watching Arrow while we podcast. So it's just like, it literally takes a village. But if I'm able to like I feel like if anybody listening, like if you could do this, I highly recommend it. Like have your mom or a relative come over and like watch your kid while you're there with them. It doesn't feel like you're missing a ton, right, Mom? Like if he does something, she'll be like, Nicole, come look at this. Like if he's like saying something new, right? Yeah,
and we figured out, like, it's so funny because, like, I think we talked about this already. Like, his sounds are the and the nah, but he just will holler. I think he's gonna be like I think we'll see how it happens. That he's going to be a talker, because we talk a lot to him. He's a little bit behind in the rolling and crawling, because he just like looks at us to do everything, but we make him get on the floor and do the stuff. Mm-hmm. But he's so relaxed. Like he doesn't. But I guess first babies, when we asked the chiropractor, she said if they don't have a brother or sister that they watch and do that stuff. But his talking, and he always says mama and mom, like he screams, like he kind of hollers at both. And I said, I finally figured it out yesterday. It's because Nicole says mom to me all day long. And I say, where's mama? Or let's go see mama. So that's why, because I was like, why is he calling you like, why is he screaming both of them? But he's hearing mom. He'll be like either mom or mama. So I think he's like hearing both of them through us. That so it's kind of funny.
Because I probably say mom like 100 times a day.
She does. Mom. And then she's got to hide, because sometimes, like, after he's been, I think he's with me so much, and one little bit he gets sick of me. Sometimes he sees her and he's like, there's my mama.
Yeah,
and
if I'm in the same room, like, there's no way that he instantly starts crying, and then wants me. But it's actually, I feel like my mom and dad are like a very close second. Well, and Victor obviously, but he loves like if we're all in the same room, he couldn't be happier.
And Victor is super busy. That's why she can't get as much help from him. I mean, between the barber and his job, he is in fact, to get his time, he gets up at 4:00 in the morning to exercise and stuff. What time does he get up?
I think a little bit before 4, maybe. But I mean,
that's the only way he actually gets his own time. And like, you know, and a lot of time we need him for technical stuff a lot. So it'll be like, jump on here and get this maneuvered, get this working. We couldn't get the shipping.
For my website, I had to I'm like, how do I do the shipping? Like, I can't connect ShipStation to my website. and then he figures it out, or like email stuff and Wi-Fi stuff. It's just like I don't know how to do that. So yeah, that's kind of where his time is, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So he doesn't have the extra time to help with anything else.
No, he's so grateful that you're here too. Like he'll say to my mom, like, okay, I'm gonna go run and like do shower and change, and I want to plow or do something, whatever. And then, how much longer are you here?
Because before it'd be like he walk in the door, and before I started like actually working, he'd be like, Nicole say, here, hand the arrow. The second he got in the door, and he couldn't do any of his stuff. Now he knows I'm here, and he always will call and say, well, what are we having for dinner? Dave just coming over there?
Yeah.
He likes that. And once in a while I'll be like, no, I made dinner, but I packed ours up where I'm going to go home, work and eat at home tonight, which doesn't, I try to do a few times a week, but.
And it makes it a lot easier if we're all cooking we're trying to eat healthier. My mom's killing it, but she's doing really, really good, but it helps like also she keeps me on track. Otherwise, again, I'm so busy, I'll forget to drink a water, and then like at 8:00, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so thirsty. But she brings me, like this morning, she made really good breakfast. She's been doing like French toast, that's healthy, and then a couple pieces of turkey bacon. And I did start eating turkey and chicken, just for some of you are asking. I was pescatarian for 3.5 years, and now I'm not anymore. But I do not eat beef, and I do not eat pork. And I'm still an animal lover. It's just when I became pregnant, a lot changed for me. And I was in the hospital consistently up to that point, like with low magnesium levels. I haven't experienced that. I also haven't got my blood drawn, so I'm not sure if the meat thing has anything to do with it. But when I was pregnant, I wanted chicken all the time, which was weird. So I would let myself have some, and then I'm eat venison as well, because venison is something that was fairly hunted by my dad or my brother. And so I do, like, if I really think about it, I really would like to stop eating turkey and chicken. But right now I just feel like it's something that's very convenient for me. And where we live, I don't think you'd understand unless you live where I live. There's no such thing as, if you're going to eat like vegetarian or vegan, you're going to get deep fried French fries. Like, there's not really any alternatives, or there's no tofu or nothing like that you can go get at a restaurant. So for me, it was also, I was eating really unhealthy if I was trying not to eat meat in restaurants. But that's a little spiel there, because some of you are asking, oh wait, you eat meat? Yeah, I do, unfortunately, again. But that's just where my life is right now, and I'm not sure where it'll be in 6 months, but yeah, just want to be honest about that, because chicken has become an easy thing for my mom to make for us. Like yesterday, she made us chicken salads that were really healthy and good. But I don't know what I would have put on my salad otherwise for protein. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean we do eat a lot of salmon and shrimp, though we do eat.
Yeah,
and
I do.
But then we'll get sick of it because we're eating so much.
I might only eat chicken though, like 2 or 3 times a week. It's not every day or anything like that, right?
And I because I didn't really eat chicken, and I just eat chicken now because I cook for you. That's just, it just never was.
We're never. I guess we eat a lot of venison. We eat venison probably 5 times a week at least. So that's what we use in place of, like if you're making spaghetti, we use venison, or lasagna, or chili, anything that you would use beef for, we use venison for. And to me, it tastes a million times, like I'm used to it, I grew up on it, and it tastes good. I feel like beef is really fatty. Beef and pork are really easy for me to not eat. I don't know why. Like, animal-wise, and just like caloric intake and health and all that type of thing. But I'll let you guys know when I'm back on the pescatarian train, hopefully soon.
And talking about healthy and weight, I did not take my scale to Florida, and I regretted it. So when we go on this next trip, I definitely plan on packing it, because it is my control. Like, for one, because you go off one, you don't know, so you say, oh, I'm okay. So 4 days later, so we left on Thursday. I didn't weigh myself till Tuesday morning. I went up 4.5 pounds, and I was like so disappointed. But while we were there, we got treated really well, and we ordered.
I had salmon every single night. See, I didn't eat chicken then.
No.
We had salmon like every night.
We did have salmon every day. Oh, you had chicken wing. Well, I don't know if you ate any of them.
I didn't eat any of those, but I had mozzarella sticks, which are not healthy for me either. This episode is brought to you by Bloom Nutrition. So we talk about health a lot on this podcast and like eating healthy, but of course we all love our cheat meals. And when I eat my cheat meals, I seem to get bloated and it's just horrible. So there is this green powder I tried from Bloom that can help with that. It makes it easy and it's super delicious and it gives your body what it needs to feel their best inside and out. So it's a superfood powder and it helps fight bloating, helps digestion, increases natural energy, and keeps your skin glowing, which is always a plus. And it's packed with over 50 nutrients. You just mix it in water or a smoothie and add it to your daily routine. So it comes in 4 flavors: coconut, mixed berry, citrus, and original. And right now, Bloom Nutrition is offering our listeners 15% off your purchase of their greens and superfood blend when you go to bloomnu.com/cocoa. That's BLOOMNU.com/COCO for 15% off your purchase. Go to bloomnu.com/cocoa for 15% off. Okay, so would you want to talk about like us getting how our situation and how like good it turned out, or?
Yeah, we can talk about
Or do you want to talk about
then we'll
your
come
food?
back to the weight. Or what? I
Whatever
was just
you
going to
want.
finish the weight thing real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
And so I was like 4.5 pounds. So I jumped on it hard again. And the one thing I didn't do in Florida was the fasting, because I'm not going to lie, we were asleep. Nicole thinks we stayed up till 9 one night, but I'm going to say I was sleeping by 8:30 every night we were there, because we got up at 6 o'clock. Victor was still working out down there. I got up at 6 o'clock and had coffee with Victor. Then Dave would pop out, and then we'd wake up Nicole and Arrow. I mean, we were all out by 7:15, 7:30, and we were busy out all day in the sun. So we literally would eat at 7 something. And one day I had, they brought me back, we went and ordered the salmon from the restaurant and stuff, and they brought me back what was that, pina colada. And it was really good, and I drank the whole thing, and I went to bed, like, within a half hour of drinking a pina colada and a big salmon and what kind of potato dinner. Oh, really good dinner. It was so good. And so I would sit in my stomach. I didn't do the fasting.
You kind of had the stomach ache, you said, just because your body wasn't used to that, where I usually go to bed all the time, so I was fine.
And I do not fall asleep because I don't eat after 6 o'clock. So that was really, really hard on me. So anyways, when I was up to 4.5 pounds, I jumped right back on Tuesday morning. And Wednesday I woke up and 3.5 of the pounds were already gone. And I was like, yes. So, but as of today, I am down 3.2 pounds from when we left. So I'm actually doing really, really well. And altogether, since I started, before we had COVID in October, I'm down 27.3 pounds.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
You do look really good, though. I can tell.
I'm excited. Like, I am doing good. It was not hard to jump back on. It was very easy, though, to eat that stuff for 4 days. But having the stomach ache helped. That's why I'm going to pack the scale in 10 days. Because if I did that for 10 days, I don't know how easy it would be to jump back on.
Yeah, and you don't want to have a stomach ache.
And I showed up at Nicole's today with a Walmart grocery order. I said I'm going to get it, because you can do this. You know how Walmart has pickup, and we did this when we went down there for her wedding. I'm already going to have my stuff called to the closest Walmart down there. So once we get there, we're just going to pick it up, and I can eat just like I eat at home.
Yeah, that's the plan.
So I am excited.
Mom did cut up fruit and stuff for us down there. It was just like everything else was
you can talk about like the other stuff now, like what happened when we went down there.
Okay, so when I booked our hotel through a third party, and I did not realize I did this when I was online. I know I had like a million things on my mind. This was the same day Mom found out like that the her weeks didn't line up right. So we were like kind of frazzled, and I was like, oh my God. So I just like booked our hotel. And then we get down there, and thank God we decided to fly earlier because we were going to get in at midnight. But we got in at 1 o'clock or something. We show up, and they're like, oh yeah, your reservation, it got canceled. And I was like, what? And I was so scared, but they did everything they could for us, and it turned out really amazing. But in the moment, that night, they were so booked that they just gave us a room for that night, right, Mom?
Well, they said they tried calling her.
Oh yeah, I forgot this part. They tried to call me like the third party did or something. They tried to call me to see if I, like, something about the room.
If she was still staying there. And I don't know why, because they were overbooked. So they wanted to see why, if she was still staying. But here she's like, I didn't get any calls. So they looked through her phone and she had a call from Florida, but it was spam. And she
said spam risk. So now I'm answering every spam risk.
Because that was so freaky. And it like we just got off the plane, just got the rental vehicle. It was warm and it took like 2 hours to even straighten out to get into a regular room because they were so it was
like President's Weekend, like everyone was,
and they were so flabbergasted. They're like, oh my gosh, and we had cabanas rented, so we're like, them didn't get canceled. We're so confused, but they said it was through the third party that they didn't do it, and they apologized, and they felt so bad that they showed up at the cabana the next day.
Yeah, they showed up at the cabana. They're like, hey, we have a room for you. They like comped our room. And they had a room, the same exact room for the next 3 nights. It was a newer room. And then they brought Arrow like cute little onesies, and they like treated us to like dinner and everything.
Yeah, so we got to eat pretty
good. Yeah. Better than we would have had this like situation not happened, right? Because I mean, I would have been like, okay, we can have a nice dinner like 1 or 2 nights, not every single night.
The cabana, and then like since we had, they're like we ordered a lot of cabana snacks during the day. So that was where a lot of the extra calories came. We would have not normally done that, but we weren't going to sit there and waste all that food either, because there was a lot of food brought out.
Yeah, so it turned out really, really good, and it was like such a great vacation. And we always say at Orange Lake, it's Holiday Inn Club Vacations, right? So we're going there again and for 10 days coming up. We go there. That's where my mom has her timeshare. But so if you're booking through a third party, just like double check your stuff, because, and it's so tricky on the internet that it looks like it's not even a third party. And even when you're booking,
her confirmation said, thank you from Holiday Inn Vacation Club. And
but it wasn't even it didn't start with the right numbers. So they're like, this isn't through us. I'm like, oh my gosh, really? So just be careful, because even when we're looking up, I think Mom was looking up like rental cars or something, and everything's through like a third party, and then they add charges, and then you have to pay more as well. Like the room would have been. Next time I'm just gonna call.
Yeah, because they said they're like, you have an owner's discount because you own too. So why would you book through that? I don't know.
I said I didn't know I did. Like I just thought, and I just wanted to hurry up and get something. I knew it was booking up. So, anyways, we got really lucky that everything kind of happened how it did, and it was fine. But we were so scared, we were like calling other places, because we're like, well, if they physically don't have a location for us, what else can we do?
And it definitely was a great vacation, because I'm so disappointed now. I get back and I was like wanting to post pictures, and I like took no pictures.
We lived in the moment a lot.
Yeah, I just literally took. I mean, the pictures I took, some of them are funny. They were just like
Arrow playing with Dad. That one was cute.
Yeah, like just cute little pictures and stuff. They weren't like pictures. I'm like, oh gosh, if Nicole wouldn't have took one of me and Dave, I don't even think I'd have that one. But
traveling with a baby is so different. Like, we're on Arrow's schedule. It's Arrow's world. We're just living in it. What he wants to do in the moment is what we have to do. If he's tired, then we have to accommodate that, and we have to put him to sleep, no matter if we're out to dinner, at the pool side. If he wants to swim, we're going to go swimming.
And he loved getting pushed in the stroller, though.
Oh, he loved the stroller. He loved swimming. It was his happiest, I think, was when he was swimming. We did the saltwater pool a couple times. One day was only like 68 degrees, so we didn't swim that day, obviously. But, and then
Nicole won bingo the first day we were down there.
Actually, Victor did.
Oh, Victor. Well, Victor and Nicole.
I couldn't play. Like, I was playing like bingo cards, but then Arrow wanted me, so I'm like, Vic, you can play my cards. I have to entertain Arrow. And then Victor freaking won, and I have not seen that cash, but but
he had his card and she had hers, so we don't know. He says it's his card, she says it's her card.
But I purchased the cards, so what the heck? Anyways, it's fine.
Well, Dad purchased our cards too, but if I would have won on my card, I'd still say it's my winning.
It is, and he had to split it with 2 other people anyway.
But it was
It was just funny, because then he's like getting these he was not drinking at all the way up to this vacation, and I knew he was gonna crack. And then he was like, he's like, okay, I think I'm gonna do like anything out of state. I'm gonna start drinking. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. Like I said, if you have 2 drinks a day, I feel like that's fine. But if you like go over, I get really paranoid about being the only one not drinking with having a baby. And my mom's like my mom's not drinking really either at all.
I did drink some of the fancy drinks while we were
there. But you
just...
never caught a buzz that I had noticed. No. So anyways, I just get worried because Victor's the one that's better in like emergency situations where I like go numb. If my loved one's hurt, like he can act, and I know like it's just like a new parent thing, like with choking, with him swimming, like even being in the pool. I just want everyone to be completely sober at all times because I'm just like psycho like that. But I was like, if you have 2 drinks, that's fine. And then all of a sudden he's like, I got my bingo winnings. He's getting these rum buckets that are $20 a freaking bucket, charging them to my room because I have this like declining balance. And I'm like, Victor, all of a sudden he's got 2 big rum buckets down in like a couple hours. I'm like, no.
It was funny when he showed up with them. I didn't know what he was really getting. And it's like, it's like a little pail with a straw in it.
Full of like liquor. I'm like, what are you doing? And he's like, so he goes from not drinking at all to having 2 rum buckets, which I swear there's like 4 drinks in 1 rum bucket. And he's like, I'm fine. And then the next day he brings his empty rum bucket because if you get filled up, it's only $17. And I was like, throw away that rum bucket. We are not doing this again today. He goes, what if I pay for it with my bingo winnings? I'm like, no. I was like, you can have 2 normal drinks. Like, this is a lot to spend on a drink as anyways. I don't know. He's just really funny. So he hasn't drank again, but when we go back to Florida, I'll let you guys know if he's trying to get some more rum buckets.
He definitely will because his family will be there and he'll want to. Yeah. And actually his cousin and his wife and their 2 boys came and spent one of the days with us. And that was really nice.
It was really
I've
nice.
never visited with them on
a one-on-one type basis.
No, yeah, I've met them a couple
family.
times, but it was the wedding and then it was everybody else. So I actually feel like I got to know them because
Giselle was so helpful with Arrow. Like it was like the day that I felt like I could really get a break because she has 2 sons, very motherly. Me, Mom, Dad, and Vic all got to play cornhole. Yeah. That was the only day, like peacefully. We tried to do cornhole the next day, and I ended up having to throw cornhole with Arrow in my arms, and then after that I was like, okay, I had to walk down past Arrow to my mom and then walk back and like throw the cornhole. It was such a mess because
and we're in a tournament and the people there are so nice. They were like trying to stall.
There was like 7 people that came up and was like, can I hold your baby like while you play? And I was just like, no. But then I was thinking, because the COVID, number 1, but then I was thinking, oh my God, what if I turned around and my baby was gone?
No, we would not let nobody.
No, I know, but I'm just saying.
But the chances what happened, they draw you out of a thing, and Dave and Victor's team got called at the exact same time.
Yes, there's only 4 teams playing at once, and we were on one board and they were on the other board. What are the chances of that?
So that's why we were just like going back and forth with the...
We lost. I don't think we didn't even score one point.
We couldn't even concentrate.
We were playing the best team. So what there's this team down there that they stay for like, I think these people...
January through March.
How old would you say these people are? 60s, 70s, around there?
I'd say at least...
Yeah,
20 years older than me, I'd say.
Okay, yeah, so
15
70s.
to 20, yeah.
Okay, so, and they win every single time.
Every year.
They win every tournament, and you win a $10 gift card. And so me and Mom, while we're holding Arrow, we are playing them. Okay, in the first round. And I see who we're playing. I walk up there, I go, Mom, let's just forfeit. Mom's like, no, Nicole. I was like, Mom, let's just seriously forfeit. We're playing the best team. And then I'm like holding Arrow on my hip, and then I tell the guy, because he's blue, and blue goes first. There's blue and red bags. And I was like, and I like turned around for a second, I come back, I was like, yeah, no, you can go ahead and throw. He goes, oh, I'm sorry, I did throw. It went in the hole. Because I couldn't see the bag. I'm like, oh my God. He's like apologizing to me for like scoring.
But I noticed when he threw against we would have probably been, you only go to 11. So we would have been out on the first round. We did make it to the second. I saw him throw off the one on Nicole's side a couple times because she had the baby. And then then Nicole got one in. As soon as she got one in, he threw one in.
Forget this. I'm not going to.
He threw one in. He's like.
Oh, you guys want to know something really funny? My mom and dad, so now they have like cornhole on the side where you can like practice during the day. So this is when Giselle and David were visiting. So we were visiting with them. Mom and Dad went and played cornhole. Tell them what kind of happened.
It's down on the grass by the thing, and Dave's like, was that after they played? Okay, no, Victor and Dave played the first night, and they did they only get to the first round or second?
Yeah, and
we let them two play because we thought they're the best, and we could only have one team go in because we weren't going to try anything with arrows. So we
put in our best soldiers.
So we put them in to go, and they were so bummed out because they didn't throw. Dave said he threw pretty good. Victor said he had a little tough time because
those rum buckets. No,
well, I don't think he didn't have them that day. Maybe he needed them. I don't know. I can't exactly tell you the feet, but say you play with 27 feet here up in the tournaments, they're like 21 there. Yeah. So it's like getting closer. So then we found out that they put out by right where our cabana is, on this grass area, you could just go during the day and you just get in line kind of and you say, I'm next. So Dave's like, he went and scoped it out and he's like, hon, come practice with me in case you have to be my partner today. And Victor was visiting with his family at that time, so he didn't ask Victor to practice. So we went and got in line, and it was kind of warm. And outside.
Oh, yeah, you came back sunburned.
Yeah, because I was like hot, and I was like, I'm going to go wait because there was like two teams in front of us. It was almost all men. There was one woman waiting with her husband. But besides that, it was all men. And so when it was close, I went back, and the team had won like 7 games in a row, these two guys. And so they came down and they said, do you want to practice? I said, no, because I'm just doing this for my husband. That's what I said to the guy on my side. He's like, okay. And anyways, because it's closer, it was easier for me, and I didn't know it was going to be. Well, we beat, and when I said that, I said, okay, for one thing, I limped. So I limped down there. Yeah. And then I said, sorry, I am not good at this. Like, this is going to be kind of embarrassing. I'm just doing it for my husband. We beat them, and I kept getting them in the hole. And anyway, so we beat them. And then the next team was a team of guys that they had beat earlier, but that were really good too. And he goes, don't let this woman fool you. She came down here faking a limp. And I was not faking a limp.
That's the funniest thing ever. Like, you were like setting them up.
Yeah, he goes, and then she swindled me. Good thing she didn't ask for some money. And he was like, they were like laughing hard. And I said, no, that is my real walk. I did not walk like that. And I said, I don't know how they went. And they said, oh yeah, you and your husband just smoked us, And then we played the next second guys, and we beat them too. Mm-hmm. And then I'm like, okay, I did not sign up for this to just keep beating people. We did lose to the third set of guys, and we went on our way. But Dave was disappointed. He wanted me to still. I said, honey, I was getting tired. I said, that was a lot of throwing.
So then we let Victor and Dad be partners again that day. Did they? I don't think did anyone.
That's the day, Giselle.
Did anyone?
We both made it to the second round.
Oh yeah. We both made it to the second round, and I was like, man, I kind of hope I was like thinking Big Brother style. I was like, they're like, well, I hope we don't play each other. I said, I hope we do play each other because that's guaranteeing one of us to make it to like the semifinals. And Vic's like, no, I don't want that. And then, of course, we both played our second game and we lost, so no one made it to the next. But I just felt like we needed each other to propel us to the next.
Well, we did good that day.
Yeah, we did really good. I was playing against this woman who was totally so drunk that I was so distracted by her. She was getting them in, you guys, but she kept talking about how many shots she did, like drinking shots and screaming, and I mean these things were going up.
That's the team we lost to.
Yeah, 25 feet, and I was like, dude, this is gonna be easy. She can't even stand straight. And she was just,
she goes, I don't know how.
She goes, I don't know how. She goes, I never made it past the first round before. And I'm like, oh. And then,
that's probably what them guys were thinking about me. Yeah. But I wasn't even drinking. But I mean, that's probably what they were thinking.
We did barely lose, but still, like.
Yeah, we almost won that second game. I was like,
so she was really throwing me off because also I wanted the same side she did, but she was like, I only will throw from this side. And then I was like, okay, that's fine.
And you can both throw from the same side, but Nicole didn't want to be rude, so she just went to her bad side.
Yeah, so I was like, it's fine. Like, this girl's drunk. I'm going to beat her. And then I'm like, shit, I should have made her give me that side or share that side. But it was hilarious. And then me and Mom, when you lose, you're just kind of like mad at yourself. It's ridiculous. We never played in like a year.
And we seriously we're like, we want to be partners because we don't want the guys to say, oh, you made us lose. So we literally are partners because we're like, we're not competitive. Then we're like, dang, we should have beat them.
Yeah, Mom's giving me the eyes down there, like, focus. Like, I'm like, Mom, calm down. But the first team we beat was a father and a son, and the son was 23 years old, and the father would have been whatever kind of Mom's age, a little bit older, I think. But
They were good.
Yeah, they were really good, and we beat them. And he goes, "Oh my god!" Then he came back and watched that drunk woman just beat us. I'm like, oh my gosh. Anyways, and another funny story about Florida is I got called 14 years old. So we were on an elevator, and this older couple was in there, and he was a really goofy guy, and he was like talking, and he's like, who wants to dance and sing first in the elevator? And I was like laughing, and he's like, are you in college? Are you in high school or are you in college? And I said, I'm done. I'm 29. I'm done with both. And he's like, his wife's like, oh my God, you look 14. And I was like, oh, thank you so much. I love that compliment. And then I was with my dad waiting in line, and then
the next day for the cornhole.
The next day for the cornhole, and I'm waiting. Dad was waiting for Victor. You have to wait for your team to sign up because only like so many teams can play. And some guy came up to Dad and was like, "Good luck today." And then, Are you playing with your wife? And pointed at me. I was like,
I'm his daughter.
I was like, I'm his daughter. Are you kidding me? And Dad's like, I know I look young, but not that young. And I was so annoyed. He goes, with your sunglasses, I can't tell. It's like, really? You think I'm 50 years old? So I got called 14 and I got called 50. Okay, let's be fair. My dad looks more 40. So I got called 40, but still, I'm pissed. I was like, I don't like that guy. So anyways, my age was... I felt really good, and then I got humbled right back down real freaking quick. So I just had to share that.
Yeah, it was definitely a good trip. I'm excited to take another one, and we're gonna
Arrow did amazing on the plane.
Yeah, so good.
He was sleeping the first when we went down, slept and fed, and then the way back he was up the entire time, but did not cry at all.
No, and I got so lucky because we actually put 3 seats together. And so Dave, Victor, and Nicole sat, and I sat right across from him on the aisle. And then there was like 2 empty seats on the plane, and I was lucky I had the middle seat empty for me. So Arrow could come sit on my lap and had that seat, and it was just nice. Like, and he was like happy. He likes on Delta, they have the games, and he we were racing each other playing like, what was it?
Find the objects.
Find the objects and stuff. So he likes to like put his fingers on the games.
And we wash everything down really good.
Yeah, and I let him you can watch cartoons and stuff.
Yeah,
I put
there's
a cartoon.
Kids. There's like it's called Kids
Delta.
Sky Kids.
Yeah, so I like went on there when I had him, and I like put the things on, and we didn't have no sound, but I just put like Big Fish and stuff on, and he like watched we watched.
Yeah, I put on. He wouldn't. He slept on. There's a picture of me and him taking a snooze-a-roos, but. Besides that, he was awesome. His ears, like I was really scared about the ear popping thing because I kept experiencing it. He's just smiling. I'm like, okay, cool.
The only thing on the entire trip where he was not good was on the way home from the airport from Detroit to here. And I think it's because we held him on the plane and because we didn't
see
travel.
Me in the back seat and he was like, what the hell? My mom's sitting here and I have to sit in this car seat.
Yeah, we really had to like keep playing. Like that was hard. He cried quite a bit because he had to be in the car seat. But we didn't go anywhere really the whole time we were in Florida.
Right, we were just staying on the resort.
Yeah, so he had went a whole that many times without being in a car seat, and that was hard. That was the hardest thing because
he kept like lifting his body up and looking at me. So I was like,
you know what? I'm gonna just have to sit in the back seat now with them next time. I said. And maybe he won't see you and he won't cry.
The second he has such good eyesight. He spots me. Oh my gosh! I just peeked my head in right before this podcast, and he spotted me in 0.02 seconds.
And he goes, and he fakes it. He's not even like crying because he's like, so happy. Because the minute she picks him up, he smiles at me and David wants to play with us. But he wants to play with us from your arms.
He's so freaking cute.
He's hilarious. He's a stinker.
Okay, so we'll finish up with the Franny and the Fox stuff. Is that cool?
Yep.
Okay, so I did, for Franny and the Fox, I do kind of want to explain a little bit. So we're going to have more items coming this week. My mom and I are planning on doing another reel for some really cool spring dresses coming out. Because some of them go up to 3X. I know a lot of people were asking about more plus size, so we definitely have that coming in for you guys. And I do want to say that the homemade stuff, I just want to elaborate on it for a second. So the homemade stuff, or like say like the upcycling and the thrifting stuff, sustainable things. They are more expensive. They're not just like a factory making bulk out of cheap material. It's like really great material that's approved for children. First off, I only buy the best material for coveralls, and then for Easter we're gonna have really cute they're kind of like overalls, so overalls and short outfits, and even swim. We have swim coming, matching family swim. But just keep in mind that when I buy the materials, I'm buying it from someone in the US who's tested all their materials and it's approved by everyone. Like as far as like kids and adults and stuff, like anyways, there's a lot of standards that go into like buying sustainable material and also fair wage, all that type of thing. And then I have someone locally spending time sewing all these things. So then on top of that, you have like the packaging, and I buy eco-friendly packaging, which is a little bit more expensive, and jumping.
And you're paying somebody to help package.
Yeah, I have an assistant who's helping pay package. So, I mean, right now I'm in the hole, like insanely in the hole. And so it's a little bit frustrating for me. And I could be there for a long time. Doing a small business is very difficult. So it's a little frustrating for me when I see people making fake accounts. Like they'll have 0 followers and following 0. And then they'll comment on all my posts saying, $44 for a onesie. It's like, I'm barely making anything on that onesie I'm just getting by. And so it's frustrating. Like it's hard for me not to, like, I think I'm going to do a post on like how behind the scenes and stuff, and how if you are buying like a cheap onesie, say from, I don't know, Walmart or something, it's probably made overseas by someone who's not paid adequately for their work and for their time, and they're being taken advantage of. Everyone in my
or if it's even made in a factory, but this is small business. Small business are different than
I'd
regular.
be giving it away and losing money if the prices were any different. That's what I want you to know, is I'm not trying to make a fortune, and I'm not trying to like pull one over on anybody.
And we are definitely trying to have
more affordable
order things from Michigan that are not from Michigan, from the United States, products that can be at good quality
cost.
products at a lower cost. It's just, and we do have a lot of them here. They just haven't gotten put on the website yet.
But there's long sleeve t-shirts that are really cozy and comfortable for $28. Right. I don't feel like that's insane, but I do see like people commenting like $56 for a t-shirt, and it's like, well, the material was recycled material and then reprinted with a certain type of ink that's not harmful to the environment. And I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, and that's totally fine, but if you're buying a product for me, I expect you to be able to wear it 30 plus times without it getting destroyed in the washing machine, instead of, buying something one time and you wash it and it's never the same. So that's kind of where I'm coming from with that. It's not like a one-time wear with products from Franny and the Fox. It's more like long-lived products that you got to care for your clothes and like take care of them and wear them 30 times or more. So anyways, that's just kind of what I wanted to say. But there will be all different price ranges, and as we keep going, we'll be able to afford to maybe lose some money on some products, or like not lose money, but like lower costs. I don't know if we can make more, but really we're at capacity as far as like how much my sewing lady can sustain.
And if you're like me, 30 times, no, I just bought a new sweatshirt and I've only had it probably for a month, and I probably wore it 30 times already. So I get even a lot more than 30 times out of my
and it's
clothing.
And it's really the stuff I put up is cozy. It's not like I don't know, she
gets frustrated with like the comments, but that's what you can, when you're in the
business world. You can't please everyone.
Yeah, I actually read something on my Facebook today about somebody that in our town that owns a small business, and he just said, it had a lot. I got to send that to you. It had a lot of good points about, how hard it is, and
and like my time is like all spent on that. Like I'm giving up time with my son. Like it's not. It was started as a passion project, and then obviously I want it to be the best that it can be. So it's like you have to make something. Otherwise, why am I giving up my time where I could just be spending with my son all day?
And I told her she has to everybody, you just have to take everything with a grain of salt, and you just ignore it. Like she's.
I know. I get a.
She took a nap yesterday after reading a few comments. She left her phone out there, came back all refreshed and in a better head space after
Well, you just take
comments.
You take it a little personally because it is your business, and so
you can't take it so personal.
No, and I've worked my whole life trying not to take things personally because of being on TV. So I feel like I got pretty good on that on my personal page. But this is like my new thing. And so I think eventually I'll just let it roll off my shoulders. And what's hilarious is like I see people stuff way more expensive than mine in the same like field. And so, or in the same like boutique stuff. And so I know I know everyone gets it and they have to brush it off. It's not just me and my boutique. It's everybody. So anyways, that's it.
She got her little spiel out and you feel better already, right?
Yes, I do. So is that it, Mom?
That's all I have for today.
Okay, thank you guys so much. And again, thank you for those of you who do support or even spread positivity with everything that you do and on the Facebook page and you guys just listening to us. It really does mean the world to us, and we are excited to podcast every week. So I just want to say thank you. And we will see you guys next week.
Yep, eat healthy this week. Bye-bye.
If you want to be the most interesting person at the cocktail party, well, hop on over and listen to the Brain Candy podcast.
Our award-winning content will have you laughing while you're learning.
We read all the best articles, books, and studies and keep up with new TV shows, documentaries, and pop culture. And then we cram it all into 2 shows a week.
Conspiracy theories, cannibal rabbits, unsolved mysteries, the history of the Walkman. There's something for everyone.
The Brain Candy podcast. Find our link in the show notes.
Or simply search for the Brain Candy podcast on your podcast app.